What's good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Dark. As season 6 gets closer, there's a lot of hype going towards new characters, new skins, new guns, new events, but we also forget that new hop-ups may be introduced in season 6. In today's video, we'll be discussing new season 6 hop-ups that might be introduced into the new season. Furthermore, before we get started with today's video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe, that like, and that notification bell to stay up to date for my new content. As we know, new hop-ups can bring a fresh breath of air towards playing a game such as Apex. It can change the meta. It can just change how people play the game. So today, these hop-ups are pretty fire, man. So the first one's a banger. But shout out to Angry Worgen. He's on Reddit and he made up these ideas for these hop-ups that may be introduced to season 6, man. But for the first hop-up we have for today is the Ricochet rounds. These rounds are an epic variant. It's compatible with the Spitfire and the EVA 8. Now how it works, a bullet will bounce onto a surface and deal damage, but the damage will be reduced. In the descriptions, it only explains it can only have 2 bounces, so it's not gonna be an outrageous amount of bounces of bullets can have, which is a good thing. So it looks like in the descriptions, it only has 2 bounces. For the first bounce, it can only do 40% of the total damage that one bullet caused, and then the second bounce does 15% of the total damage of that one bullet can cause. My god, that was some wordy sentences. But with the Spitfire, this hop-up is gonna be really cracked, man, because a Spitfire can have 55 bullets with a purple mag, and this hop-up will be mainly used for campers. So you can get a good angle in a window and you just start spraying 55 bullets in there, and then it just be ricocheting everywhere. So this hop-up with the Spitfire will mostly be used for campers that are trying to hold a building, man. So this is good for entry fraggings within the building. Now the EVA 8, I think this is probably the most useless hop-up for a shotgun. Because as we all know, those shotguns be hitting like 8, 10, 14 sometimes. I know we all been there. So if you try to use an EVA 8 as a bouncy mechanic that does less damage, for example, if I shoot within that window and it bounces off, one or twice, what's 40% of 8 damage of 1 pellet? You're gonna get a whopping number of 1.6, like something super low, alright? Like shotguns in EVA 8 should be close quarter and should do maximum damage as possible, because hitting those 110 shots are really hard to do, because you need a good understanding and good consistency when using these guns. So this hop-up is really good for the Spitfire. I can see this hop-up going towards an alternator, maybe a flatline, it depends. But for shotguns, it's a no. For the next hop-up, we have Heatsink. So Heatsink is an epic variant for a hop-up, and it's only compatible with the L-Star. So what this hop-up does is that it makes the L-Star shoot a lot longer before it overheats, and it also reduces the time for a manual cooldown. This hop-up will honestly make the L-Star into meta, because as of right now, the L-Star, it beams, bro. The only default about the gun in season 5 is that it overheats too quickly. Because I think it's only 25 bullets. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 25 bullets, it's a lot, but it's not enough to fully bring out the potential of the L-Star. So if we have this hop-up, the L-Star would be an S-tier weapon, because the L-Star has one of the highest damage per seconds for any gun in the game. I honestly want to see the Heatsink in season 6, man. It will honestly shake up the meta and bring out the L-Star, and it would just be different from using the R99, the Prowler, or just the flatline. So I had to give a thumbs up for this hop-up. So with the first legendary hop-up on this list, it would be called Rapid Fire. Rapid Fire is a legendary hop-up. It's compatible with the G7 and the Wingman. And what this hop-up does is it increase fire rate at the cost of reduced damage and increased recoil. Now for this hop-up, I would put this as an epic variant hop-up, because you're sacrificing a lot for an increased rate. You're sacrificing damage and you're sacrificing steady recoil. But this hop-up, it just depends on how it does in the game. For example, if the damage it reduces is minimal and the recoil increase is minimal, it should be legendary. But if it's significant, it should be an epic variant. But I think this is a cool idea. But I think this gun should also go on the alternator, man, because this hop-up will kind of buff up the alternator just a little bit. It will kind of compete with the competitors such as the R301 and the R99. As we all know, the alternator has one of the slowest firing rates between the genre of light ammo guns. So this hop-up would increase the fire rate, but it will also reduce the damage. But the damage on the alternator is already high enough and the recoil is very steady enough to accept this rapid fire hop up. So this is another hop up that I want to see in season 6 because it will shake up the meta and it will also bring life to the alternator. For the next hop up, we have the AP rounds. Now the AP rounds is a legendary variant for the hop ups. It's compatible with the Lombo and the Mastiff. And what these AP rounds do is that it deals damage and it splits it equally between shields and health. Now this hop up is really extremely good for 2 reasons. The first reason is storm fighting. For example, with the AP rounds, you can knock some of the health off. So while knocking their health off, you're taking storm damage as well. So they're gonna die from the storm quicker than you. And for the second reason why the AP rounds would be god tier is because when you're shooting health and shields off at the same time, unless they have a Phoenix kit, they can only heal one at a time. They can either heal with their shields or their med kits, which in turn can give you time to push up on an enemy that isn't fully healed. And the AP rounds would be a really good combination with Caustic. For example, you hitting a lot of health and you're hitting a lot of shields, and you throw a gas trap or his ult on them, they're gonna die a lot quicker since they have less health. Now my only problem with this hop up is that it's only good on the Mastiff and the Longbow, and I don't think this AP round would be fully effective on those guns. For example, the Mastiff, we all know the Mastiff is either gonna hit a 14 or you're either gonna hit a 140, and with that 140 you're basically hitting all shields and health. And for the Longbow, I don't think the AP round is meant for long distance engagements. I think it's meant for close quarters and just in your face hop up. So this hop up will go well with the flatline, the R301, the alternator, those type of guns, those in your face guns, man. And for the last and final hop up, we have barrel synchronizer. So this hop up is a legendary hop up. And it's compatible with the alternator, and what this hop up does, it allows the weapon to fire 2 bullets at the same time, but it halves the fire rate. So it's going to be putting out beefy damage, bro. But will it be worth it to put out beefy damage? Because as we all know, the alternator, the current problem with the alternator in season 5 is that it has one of the slowest firing rates for an automatic gun. And now you half it, bro, that thing's gonna be shooting like a slug. If that's the case, if you want the same amount of damage, you might as well use the flatline. The flatline hits just as hard and it will have a faster firing rate than the alternator. Now guys, that's about it for today's video, man. These hop ups were pretty dope, but 3 out of the 5 were really awesome, man. I really want to see them in season 6. But I feel like the devs really need to find a balancing and make each gun unique without being overpowered. Because as we all know, the devs have a bad habit of making something super OP. Season 3 was the charge rifle. Season 3 was the G7, the PK. Season 4 was the Havoc. Season 5 is the Prowler. And that's all you would see in your pub games, in your rank games, just the same tire guns over and over and over. So I feel like they should introduce new hop-ups, new mechanics towards these guns to make them feel all balanced and unique in their own way without being overpowered. Furthermore, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date for the new upcoming videos. And guys, before we go, make sure you tell me which one was your favorite hop-up of today's video and the reason why it was your favorite hop-up. It's your boy Dark, and peace out.